The journey to good skin begins with washing your face, but many people take this process so lightly that they believe they can wash their face whenever and however they want. This is a completely incorrect approach. In our country alone, more than half of the people use only water to wash their faces. While this is not entirely wrong, men have taken a completely different approach. No matter the season, winter, summer, or monsoon, their routine never changes. Just like sprinkling water on fruit keeps it fresh, they treat their faces the same way. For them, washing their face and simply splashing water on it are almost the same thing. This isn't because they can't afford other products, but because they are so busy with their lives that even washing their faces is an achievement. If you expect anything more from them, they might stop washing their faces altogether. Then there are those who use an all-in-one cleaning tool, the same soap they buy as a bathing soap. Once this soap enters their home, it serves multiple purposes. They use it to wash their hands, their hair, and, of course, their face. Such people use soap so thoroughly while bathing that not a single part of their body is left untouched. When they finish bathing, they also remember that the underwear they were wearing needs washing too. If there is no separate soap available for washing clothes, they simply use the same soap for their underwear. But do you think they stop there? Absolutely not. When their soap reaches its final stage, instead of discarding it, they buy a new one and stick the old one onto it, making sure not a single bit goes to waste. If soaps could speak, they would file defamation cases, and half the people would be behind bars. The third category of people uses face wash, but not necessarily their own. Sometimes they use their brother's face wash, sometimes their sister's. If they visit a friend or relative's house, they use whatever face wash is available there. It's as if their face is an experiment lab where research is always ongoing. Now, the question arises, should everyone use face wash? If someone washes their face with soap or only with water, is that wrong? What if they continue doing this for months or years? Will it eventually harm their skin? The truth is, washing your face with only water is fine, using soap is fine, and using face wash is fine too. But it should depend on the situation. Let's understand this with an example. Suppose you're riding a bike, and I ask you whether applying brakes is the right thing to do. Your obvious answer will be yes, because brakes exist to be used. Now, what if I ask whether pressing the front brake suddenly while riding at high speed is right? Those who understand how brakes work will immediately realize that doing so will cause the bike to flip over. This shows that even the right action can become wrong, depending on the situation. The same applies to washing your face. People who wash their face only with water should first understand what water can and cannot clean. For example, when we eat, washing our hands with just water is usually enough. But after eating oily food, no matter how much water we use, our hands don't feel clean. The same thing happens when you oil your hair before bathing. From this, we understand that while water can clean many things, it cannot remove oil. Some people have dry skin, some have normal skin, and some have oily skin. Oily skin produces excess oil, which is clearly visible on the face. As we already know, oil and water don't mix well. They don't even get along. If you try to mix them, they will separate instantly. When people with oily skin wash their face only with water, the water simply rolls off their skin. Over time, dust, dirt, and pollution build up on their face, forming layers of grime. This clogs their pores, leading to whiteheads and blackheads. If not cleaned properly, this can turn into a bigger problem. However, people with dry skin don't have excess oil on their faces, so in winter, washing with only water may be fine to some extent. I say to some extent, because even dry-skinned people apply moisturizer, oil, makeup, or sunscreen, which must be properly cleaned before sleeping, and water alone cannot do that. So, which is better for washing your face? Cheap soap or an expensive face wash? If a soap suits your skin and doesn't cause problems, there's nothing wrong with using it. But an even better option is to use a face wash, as it is specifically designed for facial skin and comes in various types suited to different skin needs. I've explained this in detail in my previous video, where I discussed how to choose the right face wash for your skin type. You can click here to watch it. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, take care.